Look. Gable's in the safe.
Ooh, so already we have some trash talk from Gable Steveson. My name is Bryce Wilson, and I'm a mental performance coach who helps athletes transform from a loser's to a winner's mentality. Today we're going to react to the NCAA Wrestling World Championship, the 285 pounds.
Steveson.
This is the favorite to win right here, Gable Steveson. He is a two-time national champion. He went away to win an Olympic gold medal. Now he's coming back to become another NCAA champion. He's walking with a lot of confidence and does not seem nervous about the pressure at all.
Wyatt Hendrickson. American. Captain America.
This is Wyatt Hendrickson. He is a number 2 seed. He still has a great chance to win, but there is a different walk-up, or I should say run-up. He ran straight to the ring. This could be a sign of him being excited to compete and wanting to hurry up and get it started, or he just wants to get it over with and didn't want to walk and have to feel that pressure of walking up to the mat, so he just ran to try to get it over with. We'll see which one it is.
Versus Big Papa, Gable Steveson. Look. Gable's in the safe.
Ooh, so already we have some trash talk from Gable Steveson. He is the favorite to win, and so I bet he's trying to intimidate his opponent and get in his head that way. I don't know much about wrestling, but I have researched Cael Sanderson, and he is the only wrestler to go undefeated all 4 years. And one thing he prioritized in his game was that he always showed sportsmanship to his opponents. He never trash talked his opponents before or after because he felt like he might compete against them again, and he didn't want to give them any more fuel or motivation to beat him later on. And it apparently worked out for him. Now for Gable Steveson, from a strategy perspective, sure, it might be good to get into your opponent's head, but you don't know what kind of competitor you're facing. Hendrickson could be a competitor that thrives off of trash talking and performs even better and works even harder. That strategy might work better against a lower seed, but since Hendrickson is number 2, I doubt that he's very intimidated by Gable Steveson, and he believes that he can win as well.
Oh, it's a heavyweight title fight. It's a heavyweight title fight.
Hendrickson walks to his spot unfazed. So I don't know if this was a good move from Gable Steveson because Hendrickson is number 2. He's right with Gable Steveson and doesn't seem to be intimidated or affected by it, and it will probably motivate him. If he's a top competitor, you're going to be motivated by trash talk. So I don't know if this is a good move from Steveson, but we'll see.
It's the main event, Rock.
I know what he said to him.
What he said?
You only get to do that when you win an Olympic gold medal.
Oh, he said, that's what he told me. When you win the Olympic gold, you get the fight.
Look like from
Oh, it's a heavyweight title fight, Rock.
Get to carry the
It's the main event, Rock. It's the main event, baby.
Oh, boy.
The big boys.
Oh, boy.
It's a big.
And they get straight to it in wrestling. Okay. But yeah, it didn't seem like Hendrickson was fazed by the trash talk at all. And like I said, if you're a top competitor, you're going to be motivated by trash talk. So I'm not sure if that was a good move from Steveson.
Hendrickson got to keep wrestling. Still nothing. Gable will keep wrestling into the leg. Look. Double up. The big champ. Control. Oh, the big boys wrestling.
Yeah, we haven't seen scrambling going like this. And watch.
Okay, I'm not really sure what's going on. I'm not a wrestler, but I do know that it looks like Gable Steveson is trying to score a point early on Hendrickson to really dominate from the start. Kind of like what he did with the trash talking. I think he wants to finish this match before it even starts. If he can get a big enough lead, it might get in Hendrickson's head, and it'll be an easy match for him. But it doesn't look like Hendrickson is giving in so easily, so this should be a good match.
Father was in the Navy. Dad said, no, you're going to be missing out on a big opportunity if you do that. The service academies don't honor the extra year because of COVID-19.
So apparently Wyatt Hendrickson threw away an opportunity to be in the Air Force Academy so that he could wrestle at OSU. So that means he really wants it, and he wants this championship. He didn't get here by luck. He didn't get here to lose. He came here to win.
The problem. That's the problem right there. That's the problem.
Now, even though Steveson is winning right now, it does look like Hendrickson is going for it. He's going for the win. He's not playing safe. He's trying to score points.
30 seconds left.
Oh, he's to the left.
30 seconds left, and Hendrickson is going for it.
Oh, he's going to get back here.
Now, I'm not going to lie. I don't know exactly what's going on here, but I do know that Hendrickson is now on top. He got a takedown on Steveson, and that was because he was not afraid of him. He wasn't playing it safe. He was willing to take that risk and go for the win, and it looks like he might get it.
This could be it. Oh my goodness. The biggest upset in the history of NCAA. Could this be it? Yes.
Wow. They said the biggest upset in history happened in the last 30 seconds, and I will say it again. This all started because Hendrickson was willing to take that risk. He wasn't afraid of Steveson, and he wasn't afraid of losing, and he was willing to go for it and get that takedown. And sometimes you get rewarded, and sometimes you get rewarded in the biggest stage possible in the NCAA Championship and are able to complete the biggest upset in history. That's tough for Steveson because he was doing everything right up until the last 30 seconds he was winning. But it does go back to the beginning. Did Steveson give Hendrickson an extra edge of motivation by trash talking him in the very beginning? I guarantee you, Hendrickson remembered that up until the last 30 seconds of this match. He wasn't about to get trash talked and beat so easily. Now I get it that Steveson was trying to intimidate him from the beginning and establish his dominance, but he's already one of the most dominant wrestlers in history. He's won 2 national championships. He's an Olympic gold medalist. There's no real need to try to intimidate his opponent because I guarantee you, Hendrickson already knows all of his accolades. He was already a little bit intimidated going into this, but by Steveson trash talking him in the beginning, that might have gave him the extra edge. We'll never know, but since the margins are so slim and that 30 seconds was the difference between winning and losing, that could have gave Hendrickson the motivation and edge to beat him in the end.
Goodness.
They don't do a handshake at the end. I don't know if Steveson just didn't want to handshake him or not, but I'll remind you that the biggest lesson I learned from Cael Sanderson is that he showed sportsmanship to every athlete that he faced, and he became the greatest wrestler of all time. So you're never too good to show sportsmanship to your opponent. Always treat them with respect before and after, handshake them, because you never know if you're going to compete against them again or give them extra motivation to beat you in the end, like Hendrickson just did.
Captain America, Brock. I can't believe it. My jaw's on the floor.
Donald Trump is here. I don't know if they knew that beforehand. They probably did. So the stakes were high, and the pressure was high for both of them. It did seem like both of them performed well under that pressure. It was just Hendrickson got that extra edge, maybe because of the motivation of the trash talk of Steveson.
Shut up, Brock.
I don't know if Trump gave him extra motivation because he's wearing the American flag and he's also in the Air Force Academy, so he might have had extra motivation to win in that sense as well. A lot of factors go into it, but I'll sum it up with 1, the trash talk from Steveson. You give your opponent extra motivation to beat you by doing that, if they're not intimidated. 2, Hendrickson won in the end by taking a risk. He was not afraid to fail and lose. If he got the takedown wrong, he could have lost and not had a chance, but he was already losing, so he was willing to take that risk, and it paid off.
Gable said something to you when you stepped on the mat. What did he say to you? I think he was just reminding me that, we both get wrestlers. He's won an Olympic medal, but today, I took the gold medal. I'm number 1.
Okay, so it was established that Steveson said something about his Olympic gold medal. That's a mistake as well. When you lean on your own past accomplishments and try to think that they're going to determine your future, of course, it's great to build your confidence from within. For Steveson to know that he's won 2 national championships and an Olympic gold medal, that's a great confidence builder. But when you tell other people that, that proves that you're trying to rest on what you've accomplished and let your past accomplishments speak for you, rather than trying to prove your dominance and ability in that moment, in that match. Hendrickson was not worried about his opponent's gold medals in that match. He was trying to win his own gold medal.
And no one thought that David could take down Goliath, but I did. I trusted in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and he gave me that victory. He was on that mat with me today. And you're in.
Wow. So even Hendrickson saw himself as the underdog. He saw himself as David versus Goliath in that story. If you don't know that story, Goliath is the big giant that is supposed to beat this whole army, and David's this little boy that goes against him, and he ends up beating the giant. That shows that Hendrickson saw himself as the underdog, but he did believe that he could win. He wasn't afraid of the giant. He wasn't afraid of Steveson. He believed that he could win. And he was telling himself that the entire match up until the last moment.
Got here for years to come. Hipping in, he kept cutting the corner. He was not letting this go. Hands across, and came across the body and decided, I'm good.
Always stay humble and always believe. I'll see y'all.